Hi, welcome to the latest video in this Irish Ancestors series. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the dirtiest little secret that Irish genealogists keep to themselves, and that's the fact that not all Irish surnames are created equal. Some are very, very unequal to others. And I'm going to show you what I mean by going to the site and demonstrating something that we've just done on the site. So let's go there now. Right, here we are at the site. The feature I'm talking about is in the browse section. It's all free. It's under articles, surname data, and major surnames. Major in the sense that there are lots of them, not in the sense that they're any more important than any others. So this is a list of 75 surnames that have more than 500 households in a single county in Griffiths, so in the mid-19th century, 1847 to 64. They're also known as surnames you don't want your Irish ancestors to have had, along with the counties where you don't want them to have had them. These are surnames that if a professional genealogist in Ireland sees you coming towards them waving one of these surnames, they'll start screaming and run a mile. Okay, they are extremely problematic to deal with, and it's one feature. I mean, one of the wonderful ecology of surnames in Ireland. There are loads and loads and loads of other very specific, very wonderful and weird surnames. But there are also this feature where there are huge numbers of a single surname in a single location. I'm going to go through some of them and talk about them because this particular listing is very particular. It's more than 500 households in a single county in Griffiths. So if a surname, let's say, for example, here we have Brennan. Brennan is only Kilkenny, is where it's most. So if you look at the list of numbers, there are 648 in Kilkenny. But if you look at the map, you can see there are loads of Brennans up here in Connacht, around Sligo, Roscommon, Mayo, and also in the counties around Kilkenny. So Wexford, where are we? Wexford 148, Laois 365. So this is not it's a quick and dirty way of just identifying these surnames, these kinds of surnames. All right. You will notice as you go down through them, an awful lot of them are in Cork. I mean, and some of that has to do with the size of Cork. Um, and also that I have to say there are some surnames that don't really exist anymore. Put it like that. So a, a lot of the O surnames, let me go down towards the bottom and just pick O'Shea. If you come to Ireland today and you go looking for somebody called Shea, surname Shea, you're going to have a heck of a job finding them. Virtually everybody in Ireland is now O'Shea. In the 19th century, virtually everybody was Shea. So let's just have a look at that. First of all, you can see they're very heavily concentrated in South Kerry, but also there's smattering of them all over the south of the country. But that's Shea. That's 2,796 altogether households, but only 89 O'Sheas. So 95% were Shea in the 19th century. I would say the proportions are at least reversed now, probably 98, 99% are O'Shea now that were Shea in the 19th century. And that's one of the features of Irish research that you really need to keep in mind at all times. There are other features of this that are worth pointing out. I mean, for example, take Maguire from Anna 762. It's intensely localized there in Fermanagh, with some spillover into the other South Ulster counties, North Leinster counties. So again, surnames don't obey county boundaries. This is just telling you where they live and where you should be most careful about doing research on them. Another feature is, for example, there are some very specific but very densely. Okay, Moriarty. There are Moriarty. You can see they're all. That looks like a very bad case of athlete's foot on the big toe of Ireland down there. They're all jammed into Kerry, into County Kerry. So if you have a Moriarty ancestor, the odds are about 100 to 1 that they have a Kerry connection. And I would give you a good 50 to 1 that you're going to have difficulty separating one Moriarty family from the other. Um, and that's one of the other features of these localized but intensely numerous surnames is that they do depend on locality. So, for example, Gallagher, there are Donegal and Mayo. There you can see there's Donegal and there's Mayo. Those are the two of them. If you're looking for a Gallagher in Donegal, you know, say prayers to Saint Anthony, the patron saint of lost causes, because you are going to find Gallaghers until they come out your ears. You can't throw a stone over a wall in Donegal without hitting a Gallagher. On the other hand, the wonderful Irish blues guitarist and rock singer, all round good guy, Rory Gallagher, grew up in Cork. So if you were looking for him in census records, for example, he would stick out like a sore thumb down there. So it's a combination of locality and numbers that really does for research. One of the things as well is just I was moseying around these, and one of the things that I found myself doing, and it's worth as a recommendation. So Gallagher, very numerous all provinces on the surname dictionary. There is all of the surname dictionary entries have an Irish version, and the Irish version is not the same as the English one. So let's Gallagher very numerous throughout the country, but to O'Connell, Donegal, their ancestral home, a large clan of the Connell family linked to the Donalds and involved in the events of the 16th century in the province of Ulster. Um, and there's nothing about that in the Irish. Okay, so that you can see that it's always worth, and it's as easy as doing what I've just done there. You can just copy and paste it into Google Translate, and you never know what you'll find. Um, Finally, one of the real this is a spectrum, okay? Um, McNamara, fine, they're all in Clare, more or less, with some of them around in the adjoining county of Limerick. Um, but the real problems are things like Ryan, where you have what looks like a beard of bees around a belt of bees swarming around the center of the country. Sullivan, you can see just how intense they are. Everybody down in South Kerry is called Sullivan, to the point where they need bynames to be able to distinguish one branch from the other. Walsh, a surname that denotes somebody who came to Ireland as a Welshman with the Norman invasion. And you can see they spread pretty far and wide, except in Ulster. So there are I hope I've shown you that there are very particular problems associated with particular surnames in Ireland. And uh, do your best not to have an ancestor called one of these in these counties. About the best piece of advice I can give you in terms of doing research. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.